Thank you for the opportunity to share my views and to be part of this inaugural dialogue in my capacity as a citizen of our wonderful country. We are undertaking a much-needed journey with the nation to be in dialogue and to talk amongst ourselves. Amongst many positive attributes of our country and lessons learned from our collective history, there are three that stand up for me right now. The standing of our struggle heroes, whose value system gave us a moral compass that informed some of the important aspects enshrined in our Constitution. The concept of Ubuntu, the ability to negotiate and achieve a sufficient consensus for all to feel heard and to feel included. All three have contributed to the creation of a country we have been proud of, a country that put people first. All three helped to shape shared values that resonated so widely with all those who identified with the Liberation Project and with many all over the world, people of goodwill who adopted Ubuntu. Our leaders held themselves to a higher standard and they were beyond reproach. This made our struggle credible and our cause just. With Ubuntu again, our people helped to create a narrative that explained human solidarity to us as a nation. There are many around the world who have also embraced this term and appropriated it for themselves and for their struggles. Our tradition of Indaba, Lekgotlas, Bosberad, the way we handled CODESA and the Constituent Assembly, achieving sufficient consensus, all this makes us a people who dialogue. All three feed into a tremendous, positive, shared history that is defining for South Africa, and it is to be cherished. So where do we stand now? We are now in need of a leadership that can help us to restore the values that we have been losing. We need role models for this, and we need society at all levels to engage and to pull ourselves together. We need to return to the South Africa that is envisaged in our Constitution. We need leaders who serve instead of being served, and to restore Ubuntu to be part of the guiding principles for our nation. We are deeply in need of dialogue, where dissent is not seen as contentious. Youth and women have played an important and a positive role in our discourse. The women in our country and women in many parts of the world, including countries in conflict, are often a catalyst for change, able to stand for peace and reconciliation when nations tear themselves apart. Basadi, Batswara Tipa Gabuhali. In defense of the weak and the indigent, we fight for justice. We need to occupy that space again in our country, more decisively and deliberately. We must not hand over a divided, demoralized, unscrupulous country to the next generation, where there is mediocrity and greed. Instead, let us strive for excellence, Ubuntu and Batupile. Who stands to lose most if we do not find our way? The masses of our people who are still battling poverty and those who deserve and need services will lose. When we deliver those services, it is not a favor that we dispense, but a right that people must have. We must not expect to be thanked or rewarded, or even reward ourselves for doing our jobs, just as we cannot reward a fish for swimming. The women and girls who live and experience violence will lose when the institutions that are supposed to show zero tolerance to any form of violation of rights are themselves in crisis. The rights of women and those who have overcome many challenges are eroded when we fail to respect our Constitution and its values. When racism from all sides and xenophobia rears its ugly head, we all lose. That is why this is the time for dialogue. We need to restore decorum in Parliament. It is time for introspection and correctional action in the best interest of our society, for our hard-won freedom. From the current generation must not also lose out on the benefits of freedom, and the next generation must also cherish the freedom. We must dialogue towards a non-sexist, non-racist, democratic, and corruption-free South Africa. Thank you.